Let's get into it. Anthony Albanese joins us now live from Canberra. PM, good morning to you. Nice to see
PM.
you. Look, every Quad leader has met him. It's
Good
all
morning.
got a little bit embarrassing, hasn't it? Pretty simple question. When are you going to meet the Donald?
Oh, hi, Carl and Sarah Abbo. I begin by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land. Shut up! Well, in answer to your question, Carl, I'm not going to meet President Trump because I'm too frightened of being humiliated in the Oval Office. And I hear that he's not very respectful for spineless little gay boys who were raised by a single mother in a housing commission. So that's why I'm sending my taxpayer-funded, bowl-headed lesbian in place of me, because as we know, Carl, Benny Pong has a bigger nutsack than me.
All right, we were going to come to all of that, but you've now got it out of your system. So let's go back to the first question
I
that
don't know
Carl
that he
asked.
has got it out of his system.
In coming months, you said, in terms of meeting Donald Trump, do you have a date? It sounds a bit open-ended, in coming months.
Well, that's not the only thing that I've got out of my system, Sarah. I actually took Jodie out for dinner last night to a local Indian restaurant, and I've been blasting Vindaloo bricks out of my arse ever since.
All right, well, when you, Prime Minister, eventually meet with Donald Trump, the President, what are you going to offer him to escape tariffs? I mean, remember tariffs? That feels like so long ago now in this climate. If it's not going to be defence spending increase, what will you say to him?
Look, I'm happy to engage in bilateral dialogue with President Trump. I'll tell him the story of how my mum copped a hiding from the ship's purser on the Love Boat, which led to me freeloading off the taxpayer for my entire life.
PM, I agree with you completely, but I can't comprehend how the President, given how close allies we have been with the US for so long, couldn't give a rat's about meeting with you. I think it's so disrespectful. I mean, why don't you just tell him to bugger off?
Ah, sorry, I've lost the audio there.
Have you? Carl was just asking if why don't you tell the President to bugger off? He seems to be snubbing you, given our close ties.
Well, look, guys, it's pretty obvious that President Trump thinks I'm a dickhead who doesn't deserve his time of day. President Trump is a freedom fighter and a patriot and a successful businessman. Everything that I'm not. Well, I'm just a snivelling little commie Marxist scumbag who's never worked a day in his life or has ever earned his own money and is a crybaby who doesn't have a spine. And unlike President Trump, I'm a Prime Minister who wants to make China rich and Australians poor. That's why I sell all of our coal to the chows, while the average hard-working Aussie is stuck paying for Chris Bowen's net zero unicorn climate crap. So maybe that's where President Trump loses all respect for an insignificant poo stain like me. Or maybe it's because of that little mandarin speaking earwax eating dickhead who is Australia's ambassador to the United States, Kevin Rudd, who President Trump referred to as a mean and nasty prick who wasn't the brightest bulb in the room.
Just on that, PM, you know, when you talk about Australia's interests, we need to be able to defend ourselves, right? And the Financial Review this morning has a story about Richard Marles, the Defence Minister, not actually being briefed by the ADF for 2.5 years. How is that acceptable? How do you explain something like that happening?
Oh, that's an easy one, Sarah. Richard Marles is a dickhead and a closet homo who gets his military briefings from the poofters at Virgin Airlines. So that's why nobody has any respect for the wonky-eyed knob.
Thank you, PM.
Oh, thanks, Sarah and Carl. I've got such a busy day ahead. I'm taking Toto to get his nails clipped, and after that, I'm going to get my backside shaved and my taxpayer-funded ring bleached.
Defend of the nerds. Peter Jackson.